Good day, travelers of Middle-earth. My name is Gwaihir, Lord of the Winds, and today I would like to bring to you a special video playthrough of the nightmare, The Watcher in the Water. In my previous video playthrough, I defeated the Ringo South, the first scenario in the Saga expansion, The Road Darkens. And if you watch that video, you can see that this Gandalf deck completely destroyed the quest, passed it with ease. So I felt I needed a bit more challenge before I advanced to take on the Balrog in the Journey in the Dark. So I thought I would try the Nightmare Watcher in the Water to have a re-battle with the Watcher. And so with that, I hope you enjoy this video, and we will get started. And so I've already prepared the Nightmare deck and have taken out the cards as required on the back of the setup card. And here's the new Watcher in the Water. He is has a bit more hit points than the previous Watcher, and he has a staging ability where he can affect him in the staging area while the Doors of Durin is in play. And so which this quest requires you to do is to explore the Doors of Durin and then take on the Watcher. He doesn't have Regenerate anymore, which I thought they should have left on to make it even more difficult. But we shall see, exploring the doors and then taking on the Watcher. So we'll set those aside, and the setup says you are playing Nightmare mode. While the Doors of Durin is in play, the Watcher cannot be engaged. Force: when a tentacle enemy is destroyed, deal 1 damage to the Watcher if it is in play. The players cannot win the game unless the Doors of Durin and the Watcher are in the victory display. Something has crept or has been driven out of the dark waters under the mountains. There are older and fouler things than orcs in the deep places of the world. Gandalf, the Lord of the Rings. And so we will draw our opening hand. This is the same deck with a few modifications. As in my last video playthrough, I added Risk Some Light so that we can manipulate the top card of the deck, of the encounter deck, so that we can successfully explore the Doors of Durin. And I added a Hinnamarth River Song, as well as a Word of Command to make sure I get those cards during the game. We'll cut the deck and draw our opening hand. And already we have the Ring and Risk Some Light. And so I think we will keep this hand. That's pretty good. I'll show the top card of the deck. It's a very good tail. We're going to need the Wizard Pipe to play that later on. Okay, so we got our starting hand. Starting threat is at 32. And so we will go to quest card 1A, the West Door. Elrond has asked you to scout the mines of Moria on your return to Lorien, hoping to discover if it is the source of increased orc activity along the Misty Mountains. Set up, remove the Watcher and the Doors of Durin from the encounter deck and set them aside out of play. Go to 1B, your approach is blocked by the dark lake that slumbers beneath the face of the cliffs. You must search for a way around the water. When revealed, reveal cards from the encounter deck and add them to the staging area until there is at least X threat in the staging area. X is twice the number of players in the game. Playing solo, so that should be 2. So we'll shuffle the encounter deck. And reveal first card, which is Grasping Tentacle. He has 2 threat, so he will go in the staging area. Okay, with that, we'll start round 1. Add a resource to each of our heroes, using Gandalf, Elrond, and Glorfindel to cheat expensive allies into play with Elrond's Ring. Very powerful. And we'll draw our first card. Play Elrond's Ring, Vilya, by paying 2 resources. Actually, let's play the Winged Guardian. Gandalf allows you to play the top card of your deck as if it were in your hand, and he'll be the tactics resource, and Elrond can pay for tactic allies. And there was some question about Gandalf's ability if you can use other heroes' resources for playing cards, and you can because it's playing the card as if it was in your hand. And cards that are in your hand, you can use resources from all heroes. So we'll pay 2 from them to play Winged Guardian. Play. Okay, and with that we will end the planning phase and go to the quest phase. We're up against 2, so we will send Elrond. We'll just send Elrond for 3. So counter card number 1. Stare Falls. 2 threat. First player must exhaust 2 characters to travel here. Okay, pretty nasty. Committed 3 up against 4, so we'll raise our threat by 1. We can travel, but we won't be able to deal with this tentacle. And so we will skip the travel phase, enter the encounter phase. Encounter Grasping Tentacle. And now we will enter the combat phase. Deal him a shadow card. And we will defend with Gandalf. 3 against 3. And Shadow says the defending character has a tentacle attachment, discard that character. Pretty nasty shadow effect. That's one of the nightmare cards. Thankfully, nothing happens. Gandalf defends, and now we will attack with Glorfindel and the Winged Guardian. Because the forced ability, you have to discard the top card of the counter deck if it's a tentacle, or if it has a shadow effect, which it is, a tentacle enemy. Attach this card to the attacking character, and now his attack and defense are 0. So we'll put that on a Winged Guardian. So Glorfindel is safe, and 3 hit points, 0 defense. He is destroyed. Okay, refresh phase. Refresh everyone. And raise our threat by 1. And we will now enter the second round. So add a resource and draw a card. Alright. Okay, so now we are going to play. Let's see, Stargazer. That would be good. So we'll pay 1 from Gandalf and 1 from Elrond to play Unlodge's Stargazer. And then exhaust her to rearrange the top 5 cards of our deck. Okay. Leave it like that. And then we will play Velia on Elrond. Play Unexpected Courage on Elrond instead. I was going to play the ring, so we'll rearrange this so that it's like that instead. Alright. I was Just go back, no problem. Okay, so we played Unexpected Courage. And now we will quest. So we'll send Elrond. Ready him right away. And we'll send Gandalf. So we got 3, 6. And the counter card is Stagnant Creek. When revealed, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If it's a tentacle enemy, add it to the staging area and raise each player's threat by 5. Okay, can't cancel that, so I'm hoping for the best. It is not a tentacle enemy. So we committed 6, and we're up against 5, so 1 progress on the quest. Now we'll go to the travel phase. And we will travel to Stair Falls, since we have characters ready. So exhaust 2 characters to go there. Nothing to engage, no combat, so we will enter the refresh phase. Raise our threat by 1 at 35, and enter the next round. Add a resource to each hero, and draw a card. So we will exhaust and launch a Stargazer. Alright, Asphalloth. From there. Alright. Then we will play Vilya on Elrond. Pay 2. And exhaust Elrond and Vilya, ready him with Unexpected Courage to play Asphalloth for free on Dwarrowdelf. We'll play Expert Treasure Hunter, and we will play that on Elrond for now. Okay. We need the Wizard Pipe to play those good tales. So we'll go to the quest phase now, and we'll send Elrond for 3. Gandalf for 3. And Dwarrowdelf for 3. Raise our threat by 1. We will send 9. Get the Wind Guardian ready. And here we go. Banks of Siranon. While Banks is in the staging area, each tentacle gets +2 defense. Okay. So we committed 9, and we're up against 3, 6. So 3 goes on our active location. And since we quested successfully Expert Treasure Hunter, I'll name Attachment. Lo and behold, put that into my hand. Then we'll exhaust Asphalloth before we exit the quest phase to place. Well, before quest resolves, actually, we'll rewind that. Before the quest resolves, we will exhaust Asphalloth to place 2 on here. So now we would make 9 minus 6 is 3. So 2 would go on here, and 1 overflow on there. You have to be very precise in your quest phases. There is an action window right before the quest resolves, but after the encounter cards are revealed. And so you can exhaust Asploth to place progress on here. So you'll make one more progress there. Stair Falls is explored. Now that we quested successfully, I'll name attachment Miravor into my hand. And then we'll enter the travel phase, and we'll go to the banks of Cyrodiil. Okay, refresh phase. Raise our threat by 1, we're at 37. But we are about to bring that down. And we'll enter the next round. So we'll draw a card first. And add a resource to each of our heroes. Okay, we're looking for a Wizard Pipe. I will exhaust Elrond Avilia, then ready him right away to play Galadriel's Greetings to reduce our threat by 6. So now we're at 31. Top part of our deck, risk some light. And we'll play Miravor on Gandalf for 1. See, we'll save up resources so we'll be able to play the Eagle. Before we do that, we'll exhaust Stargazer. Alright. Gildor. Perfect. And Radagast. My goodness. We'll want to get Gildor in first. We'll draw that one. Right. Okay, end of the planning phase. Exhaust Gandalf. Quest 3, 6, and 9. Raise our threat by 1. We're up against 9. Counter card. Disturbed Waters. Doomed 5. Okay, we don't want to see those. We're back up to 37. But we make 9 progress. So before we resolve the quest, exhaust Asploth. Place 2 on the active location. And we make 9 progress. 9 minus 3 is 6. So 1 goes here, and 5 goes here. Now it's at 7. 6 more. That's fine. We're taking our time. We're going to build up our armies first. So that is explored. Before we, since we quested successfully, Expert Treasure Hunter triggers. I name Event. Place it into my hand. Travel to Stagnant Creek. Again, no enemies. So we will go to the refresh phase again. Raise our threat by 1. And go to the next round. Add a resource. And then now we will actually, let's play Gildor from the top of our deck since we have 5 resources using Gandalf's ability. Then we will exhaust Vilya and Elrond and ready him with Unexpected Courage to play myself, the Lord of the Winds, Gwaihir. They play for free. Unfortunately, we don't have any egos in our discard pile, so this response does not trigger. And then we will exhaust Gildor. We won't use his ability quite yet. Okay, end the planning phase. Now we'll quest. Quest with Elrond for 3, Gandalf for 3, myself for 2. So 3, 6, 7, 8. We'll take our time, no hurry. So we'll just send 8. And encounter card is a Grasping Tentacle. So 2 threat. We sent 3, 6, 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. But before we resolve, we're going to exhaust Asphalloth to place 2 in the active location, and then resolve the quest. So 8 minus 2 is 6. 1 goes here, and 5 on the quest. Okay, we have 12. So 1 more, and then the Watcher and the doors are coming into play. So we got to be ready here. Okay, Grasping Tentacle is going to engage. He's only at 12. And so he's going to attack, so we will defend with Gildor. Okay, no shadow effect. And then to attack back, we'll exhaust Dwarrowdelf and the Winged Guardian. Discard the top card of the encounter deck. It is a tentacle. And so attach this card to the attacking character. I forgot to do that last time. I attached the discarded card instead. So we'll take this back out of the graveyard. I attached the discarded card, Striking Tentacle. So we'll put that in the discard pile. And so I never had to attack back. Or he automatically gets attached to the attack character. So it doesn't matter if you destroy him, he just attaches to one of the attacking characters. So it doesn't say anything about putting more than 1 Grasping Tentacle attachment on a character. So I'll put it on Winged Guardian again, so he's at 0/0 twice over. And that's all. So before we go to the refresh phase, exhaust Stargazer. Set up our next hand, which is going to be nice. So draw that one. Looks good. Okay, refresh phase. I don't think I triggered Expert Treasure Hunter. Easy one to forget. We'll skip that since I already looked at the top 5. And raise our threat by 1. We're at 39. And enter the next round. About to see the Watcher come into play. So let's get ready here. Draw a card, Darren's Runes. We'll immediately play that. Draw 2 cards. And we will discard. See, discard a Very Good Tale. And discard a Winged Guardian. Now we'll exhaust Gildor to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, switch one of those with a card from your hand. You return the 3 in any order. Alright. Gandalf's Staff. That's what we needed. Let's hoping for the pipe. So we'll put that into our hand and we'll exchange it with, let's see, we need some threat reduction, so I'm going to put the greetings on top. Okay, like that. Exhaust Elrond and Vilya, ready him with courage to play Gladrim Greetings again. So we're 39, now back down to 33. Then we'll play Gandalf's Staff and Gandalf, and one from Gandalf, and one from Dwarrowdelf. Actually, we'll play both from Dwarrowdelf, so I'll put one back on Gandalf. Let's discard it. So we've got 2 resources left. Not a whole lot we can do except play Hinnamarth River Song for 1, so we can do some scouting to hopefully explore the Durs of Durin. Okay. So quest phase, we don't have to send a whole lot. Send Elrond for 3 and Gandalf for 3. So that'll be 6. And counter card is Bitter Wind. The first player must discard 3 resources from each hero he controls. Only have 1 on Gandalf, so not nasty at all. 6 is more than enough to explore. Finish the quest. So we go on to 2A. The others swung around and saw the water of the lake seething, as if a host of snakes were swimming up the southern end, the Fellowship of the Ring. The Durs of Durin are blocked by an ancient spell. You must figure out a way into the mines before the seething bog and its watcher consumes you all. 2B reads, when revealed, add the watcher to the staging area. Doors of Durin becomes the active location. Moving any previous location to the staging area, shuffle all tentacle cards into the from the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. Okay, all tentacle cards. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all 3 of them are Nightmare. Okay. Haven't seen too many Nightmare cards yet, just a couple. And that's the thing, they didn't really decrease the deck size in this. They only had you take out a few cards. I like the smaller encounter decks. They seem to work better and are a lot more difficult. Okay, so if the players have at least 3 victory points and defeat this stage, they have won the game. Except our Nightmare says that we must explore both the Doors of Durin and the Watcher to win the game. And the Watcher, 4 threat, 7 attack, 7 defense, 21 hit points. While he's in the staging area, he cannot be damaged by player card effects. If the Watcher is in the staging area at the end of the combat phase, each player must deal 3 damage to 1 character he controls. Okay, so that's at the end of the combat phase. Quest resolution. We never resolved the quest, or we resolved the quest. So we quested successfully, and so we will say event. Put that into our hand. And now we try to see what's. We go to the travel phase, and during the travel phase, I'm going to exhaust Hinnamarth River Song to look at the top card of the deck. And it's Bitter Wind. So it starts with a B. So we're looking for any B cards in our hand, which we do not. So we can't engage the Watcher this round. So, in counter phase, he stays up there, and if he's in the staging area at the end of the combat phase, you deal 3 damage to one character he controls. So we will deal it to the Winged Guardian, him and his grasping tentacles. Okay. So before the refresh phase, exhaust Stargazer. Look at the top 5. A test of will, definitely want that. And risk some light. Try to play that and explore. Okay. So refresh phase. Up before that, we'll exhaust Gandalf's staff as well to place a resource token on Elrond. So we never have to use that. So we're ready, everyone. Add 1 threat at 34. And go to the next round. Add resources and draw a card. Okay. So I'm going to exhaust Velia and Elrond and ready him with Unexpected Courage. Actually, I can play that one. First, we're going to exhaust Gildor and Glorian. To switch first we'll play Risk from Light from the top of our deck. I'll try that out. So we'll play 1 from Gandalf and 2 from Elrond. So look at the top 3 cards in the counter deck, select 1, move it to the bottom, return any unselected to the top in any order. So we got Hold Under, Bitter Wind, and Ill Purpose. I, B, and P. I, B, and P. I, B, and P. Okay, it doesn't look like we have any of that. And so we definitely want to 3 damage to each character with a tentacle. So I want to put that one into the staging area. Okay, we're going to put Hold Under underneath and repeat Bitter Wind on top. Spend all our resources. Okay, so that was not good. We got on top here the Bitter Wind. Well, let's exhaust Stargazer and see if we have Ill Purpose and Lodge's Stargazer. So that will make it real simple. All these deck manipulations makes it easy to find a card that matches. And so we will draw a card with that one. Okay. So Gandalf's Staff, exhaust to draw a card. And we'll exhaust Vilya and Elrond and ready him to play Eagles of the Misty Mountains. And next we will see that resource is going to go bye-bye. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do with that one. So let it go. So we enter the quest phase. We will be up against 4, so we will just send Elrond and Gandalf for 6. Okay, Bitter Wind. Discard 3 resources from each hero. 6 minus 4 is 2. Progress that would be placed on the Doors of Durin are placed on the current quest instead, so it bypasses it. And then also, it does not say it's immune to player card effects, so we're going to exhaust Asphaleth to place 2 on the Doors of Durin. And progress that would be placed there is placed on the current quest. So we're 1 short. Expert Treasure Hunter, name ally, add it to our hand. And now we will activate the Doors of Durin, discard any number of cards from his hand. We'll discard Lodge's Stargazer, discard the top card of the encounter deck. The first letter in the encounter deck title matches one of the discarded cards. Add the Doors of Durin to the victory display. Ill Purpose, Lodge's Stargazer. I. We have explored the Doors of Durin. So now we can engage the Watcher. And so we will do so. He's coming down. And now his forced ability does not trigger because he's not in the staging area. And so 7 attack. We will defend with Hinnemark River Song. Okay, no shadow. He dies. Then we will ready Gandalf with Mirrorvor and place it on top of our deck. And attack for 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 minus 7 is 6. So 6 damage. And we'll enter the refresh phase. So we're ready, everyone. And raise our threat by 1. We're at 35. And enter hopefully the last round. So before we draw, I'll exhaust Stargazer. Look at the top card, 5 cards. Okay. Doesn't matter much at this point. Okay, draw a card and add resources. Exhaust Elrond and Vilya. Ready him. Play another Eagles of the Misty Mountains. Then pay 1 for Vassal of the Windboard. We get more allies and play with a very good tail. At this point, I don't think I need to. We'll pay 1 from... Actually, we'll keep that on Dwarrowdelf, just in case. Okay, so we'll commit to the quest. We will send Let's send 3. Oh, I do have a resource before we enter the quest phase. Let me exhaust Gandalf's staff to add a resource to Elrond. Get one from Glorfindel to put Mirror on Gandalf so we can ready. Okay, commit to the quest. We'll send Elrond 3 and Gandalf. All facing the same way. So we'll send 6. The encounter card is wrapped. Attach it to a hero. Okay, we'll just cancel that. 1 from Elrond. Test of Will. And we'll cancel it. Now we will resolve the quest. We committed 6. It gets none. So we have 10 now on the quest card. All we needed was 5. And all we have to do is defeat the Watcher to win the game. I'll use Gandalf's ability during this phase to play Elrond's Council for free, just to lower our threat to 32. And now we'll enter the combat phase. And I'll play 1 from my hand too. So back down to 29. 3 lower than when we began. Lots of good threat reduction in this deck. Combat phase, attacking for 7. Defend against the Vassal. Okay. No shadow effect. Vassal dies. Feeds the Eagles. And we'll ready Gandalf by discarding Mirror and putting it on top of the deck. And we will attack with 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 minus 7 is 9. And he now has 12, 15 on him. And he needs 6 more. So we will ready everyone. And he doesn't regenerate. I thought they should have made him have regenerate 3 like the original Watcher did. Would have made this a little bit more difficult. But when he's engaged with you, he has no abilities that trigger. It's only when he's in the staging area. So we'll raise our threat by 1. We're at 30. And enter one more round here. Exhaust Stargazer. Look at the top 5. Light of Valinor, finally. And we will draw, add resources, and draw a card. So we will pay 1 from Glorfindel to add Light of Valinor. And then we will pay 1 from Gandalf to play Mirror from the top of our deck onto him. And then we will quest with Glorfindel and Elrond. Actually, yeah, we'll quest with Elrond and Glorfindel for 6. And reveal the encounter card. Pulled under. When revealed, deal 3 damage to each character with a tentacle attachment. Okay, we don't have any, so it does gain Surge. And it surges to a choking tentacle. So it has 2 threat. We committed 6. So 4 goes on the location. Doesn't really matter, have more than enough. But this enemy is going to come down and get us. It's one of the nightmare ones. After resolving an attack by choking tentacle, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card has a shadow effect or is a tentacle enemy, attach Choking Tentacle to a character the defending player controls, and after that, attach character readies to deal 1 damage. It shouldn't really matter. And now we will go to the combat phase. Choking Tentacle, he does have 5 attacks, so he is nasty. See, we'll ready Elrond. And let's attack. See, the Watcher is going to attack first. And so I'll send the Eagles of the Misty Mountains to defend. 7 versus 2 defense. Okay, the Eagles of the Misty Mountains does die. Boosts up the other one. And then the Choking Tentacle will attack for 5. I'll defend with Gandalf. And then exhaust Gandalf's staff to discard the shadow card before it resolves. Wouldn't have been anything anyways. So 5 minus 3 is 2. Gandalf takes 2 damage. Discard Mirrorvor. Put it on top of my deck. Again, I could have used the Expert Treasure Hunter, but I'm just trying to finish quickly here. Doesn't matter. Ready Gandalf, and then I'll attack with Dwarrowdelf for 3, Elrond 2, Gandalf 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Eagles of the Misty Mountains is at 4, so that's 14. And Gwaihir myself will bring up the rear, leading the assault. 3 more, so that's 17. And now we have 17 to attack the Watcher. 17 minus 7 is 10. And now he has 6, 12, 18, 22, 25. 25 damage. He only needs 21. So the Watcher is destroyed. Put him in the victory display. And we have won the game. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was a little more challenging, but still not very difficult with this deck. It's very powerful. Elrond and Gandalf work together. I didn't even have Wizard Pipe, but still they were able to work well together. Stargazer is an all-star in this deck, so that she kind of helps out if I don't draw the Wizard Pipe, as well as Gildor. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was fun to watch, as well as instructive. And as always, may you fare well wherever you fare, till your Eries receive you at your journey's end.